Hi foodie friends, my name is Jessica and I'm with Savory Experiments, and today we are making an Italian chicken panini. Before we get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you get all of our newest videos delivered to you every single Wednesday. We're going to share a few tips on how to make the best chicken panini out there. And the first thing is the bread. There are a couple of breads that do better in a panini press than others. I like using this rustic white Italian bread. It's thick, it's hearty. Other great options are ciabatta or focaccia bread. Just make sure it's got a decent thickness to it so it doesn't just shred apart when you go to griddle it. The next thing we're going to do is add the pesto first. This is a traditional basil pesto. Putting that directly on the bread is going to soak it on in so you get all of the flavors and it doesn't come pressing out as soon as you put it into the press. I really like garlic and basil, so I'm going to do mine on both sides. You could also use a sun-dried tomato pesto, a cilantro pesto, anything you want. Scallions, garlic scapes if it's that time of the year. Okay. Next is roasted red peppers. I like to cut these up pretty fine because if you do them in strips or you do them big, you're gonna find yourself fighting with the roasted red pepper after you actually get it in the sandwich to eat it. Thinly sliced red onion. I do mine raw. You could do pickled if you wanted to, if you like that little bite from the vinegar. However, those are wet, and anything wet is going to mush up your bread and not give you that nice crunch that you look for out of a panini. So if you do pickled red onion, make sure you press it against some paper towels before you actually put it on the sandwich. And the next is chicken. It's an Italian chicken panini, isn't it? Okay, so this is chicken. This came from a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store. I get the garlic and herb flavor. It already has all of the flavors you need right on in that chicken, but you can use leftovers from nearly any meal or easily make it yourself in the Instapot or the slow cooker. I put it into a freezer bag, I freeze it, and I take it out in single-size servings whenever I need it. And the last thing is the cheese. So mozzarella is my go-to here, but you could use provolone, Swiss, Asiago, anything that's good and melty. But mozzarella comes in a low moisture and a regular moisture. If you get regular moisture, it's what my daughter calls squishy cheese. And it's got a lot of water in it. And that is also going to soak up your bread. And you do not want that. So go for a low moisture mozzarella. These were little mozzarella pearls I had left over from a charcuterie board. I just sliced them up nice. The cheese is your glue. It's your sandwich glue. So you want to make sure that you have enough on here that it's going to hold everything together and bind those two pieces of bread and all of the other ingredients, but not so much that it turns into a grilled cheese. And the low moisture mozzarella will make sure that you don't end up with a soggy sandwich. No one's with a soggy sandwich. Okay. I have a very small panini press, not an expensive item. If you're not making them all the time or breakfast sandwiches, don't go out and buy an expensive one. This one I got from Target. I'm gonna sandwich up my bread here. You don't need to smush it down too much. As my nephew says, tighten up your sandwich. You don't need to do that. Give it a quick spray. I'm also spraying down my counter in case it gets sticky apparently. And stick it on there. So the good thing about a panini press is that what happens here is that it hinges. The top's gonna hinge. I'm gonna touch it, I'm gonna burn myself, aren't I? Of course I am. See how it swivels there? So that it comes down on it flat instead of at an angle. If it comes down on it at an angle, you're gonna get all of those toppings you just put in there go right on out the side of the panini. Give it a light press down, and leave it there for 2 to 3 minutes without moving it. It's kind of like browning meat. You want it to get a lot of contact with that hot surface, and that's what's gonna give you the nice brown color. You can also do the outsides of your bread with either mayonnaise or butter to get even more of a buttery crunch, kind of like we do with the grilled cheese. But today I'm going for a light lunch, so I'm gonna leave some of those extra calories off. Give this 2 or 3 minutes, and because it's got a griddler on both sides, you actually don't even need to flip it. Our panini's been browning for about 3 to 4 minutes, doesn't take long at all, and she's beautiful. I'm going to, ooh, that sounded nice, huh? I'm gonna advise you to use a metal spatula. This is super hot. If you use plastic, you run the risk of it melting. Take it right on up there. Now, cutting a sandwich, do not saw it. This is one swift motion with a super sharp knife. You just go right through, and it should be perfect. And there you go, friends. A perfect, ooh, gooey cheese. That makes me happy. A perfect Italian chicken panini. For My Kitchen to Yours, have a great day.